Hey guys, how's it going? My name is always and welcome back to Forever Stranded. In the last episode, we went off that direction, and we went to go find a dungeon. We found one, and it was pretty much exactly as I expected. Not worth our time, so we came back and we did some random things around here. Bad rabbit. And whatnot. But between episodes, I did a little bit of work. We got some redstone plants. We have redstone coming in pretty quickly. Still trying to get more and more netherrack. That's going to be somewhat slow. Unfortunately, this guy is going to be incredibly slow for a little bit. Mostly just because we're out of lava. We could augment this with another source of lava, but I don't know if we're going to do that yet. We'll worry about that later. But oh, hey, that worked out pretty nicely. I forgot we did this. We have a bow filter for our planologistic system. We upgraded our resource gatherer, so we're trying to get as much dirt as possible. Now, something I want to point out that I think I want to go ahead and do. We have a bunch of podzol. Podzol is not really useful. You can make gravestones, dirt chest. Phytogenic isolator just needs any dirt, so most of this stuff is not actually required for any of this stuff, any of these machines or whatnot. So all these recipes are interchangeable with normal dirt. Simple as that. So why don't we just convert this into actual dirt? And this is something I didn't necessarily want to do. We could smelt it back up into actually, hey, you can make clay. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, something I didn't necessarily want to do, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it, is make a bunch of dirt slabs, and then we can take 2 of these and make dirt. And so we just converted all that podzol into actual dirt, and we can put it in here. And we have all of, I wish it told me the exact amount, but we have all of 2.4 thousand dirt. So we need 1 million in order to complete our one quest for collector. Yeah, we need 1 million. That's going to take a while. But in the meantime, we are going to start working on getting to other planets. So, we have made the space station container before for a space station, not a satellite. Okay, technically they're sort of the same things. They are very similar in what they are, to be fair, but there are differences. By the way, I just put some concrete around, just cleaning up the base around a little bit, and I did run power lines to most things. I did not hook up power for all of these machines. So these guys, once they run out of power, will be done with power for a little bit until we get some more stuff going. I'm going to need to come here to the lathe. We're going to need to do some stuff to a couple of titanium ingots. We need a couple titanium rods for some stuff that we're going to make today. Shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, so we are going to be launching a satellite today. Okay, I already did it. If I say satellite, assume I mean space station. We're going to be launching our space station today, and we're going to try to go up to it and potentially start building a little bit. I forgot the important part, though, of making the warp pad. So, what is it? Telepad? Is it telepad? Yes, telepad. Alright, so we're going to need a lot of these. Oh man, this is gonna take a while. So it's a 9 by 9, so we need 18 of these. Oh wow, we're missing a lot of glowstone and ender crystals. That's right. And some ender pearls. Alright, so first things first, I guess. Let's go ahead. You are Enderman. Factory stopped. Go ahead and run. So we can get the satellite up there, the space station. See, I'm going to do that constantly. I'm not even intending to do it. We just need to make a satellite bay, and we can go ahead and launch that. Now, isn't there a... thing we can make. Maybe. Let's go ahead and make... Is there a... let's see. Advanced rocketry. Is there a thing we can make? I don't know what the space elevator does, but I have a feeling that's probably a pretty major, pretty major like build to do. So I believe space station assembler, don't need that. We'll need the CO2 scrubber. We'll get to that in a little bit. Isn't there a satellite terminal? I don't know if that's what we need or not to see, but we should be able to go ahead and launch this guy. So let's come over here. We have our unmanned vehicle assembler. So we put that down. And invalid launch pad structure. Excuse me? That should not be invalid whatsoever. Alright, well, we'll worry about that in a second. So we're going to put down some rocket stuff. And this does not have to look nice whatsoever. We want our satellite bay. And we're going to put the space station container in there. And it says invalid launch pad. Let's break one of these and put it back. What could be wrong here? Do you need to go somewhere else? I am running into issues. I wish it told me what was wrong. And unfortunately there's no book or anything like that, so... let's take a look at moving worlds. Maybe it will say something here. And a launch area. Is there something like... This is really strange. Does it need to be like here? No. Okay, so I will tell you guys what. I will be right back once I figure out how to fix this. And I'm also going to go ahead and start working on... we need to get the telepads. So we're going to need a bunch of ender crystals. So I believe I'm told the system to make a bunch of soul vials. Can we make like... We'll just start with two of these. And so we can just put these in here. We'll capture the mob. And then the ender crystals... what do those require? It's a vibrant crystal. So if we're going to need 18 of them, we're going to need vibrant crystal times... Let's just make 20 of them. Let's make like 10 of those. No? Why are we out of ender pearls? Okay, well, I believe we can do something about this. So, in stone, will this work? This is actually a question I don't know the answer to. Will you actually start growing? It looks like it's trying. Just might take a while. Okay, so I will tell you guys what. I'm gonna get the telepad blocks that we need, as well as trying to get all of the getting the launch pad to work so that we can launch this rocket today and kind of progress a little bit more than we have in the past couple of episodes. I know we've been a little bit sidetracked on stuff, but it happens. So I'm going to figure this stuff out, and then I will be right back. And I figured it out. Alright, so we're back. And as you can see, this rocket looks a lot different. I don't know that I'm going to need this right now, so we're going to break that. And we'll see from there. We'll see what we need in a moment with this. But, yeah. So the unmanned vehicle assembler is for horizontal vehicles, not vertical, like a rocket. So that is what that is all about. I went ahead between episodes. I made a new pick and added a... we got 2 double compressed diamond hammers from a reward or something. So I added a couple of those. So I added one of those, rather, to a new cobalt pick, just so I could smash compressed sand a little bit faster. And that way I could start getting more dust processed, because we need a lot of glowstone and stuff for these telepads. Now I'm having the issue of the system doesn't know how much stuff it has, because we're going to need vibrant alloys. And unfortunately, because we are using the compacting drawers and just a storage bus, it confuses the EME system sometimes. So there's that. Nothing major there. It's going to require a lot of quartz to do all this, because we're going to need a lot of fused quartz. So I also made a white lens. And I've been sitting here trying to decide what are we going to make the actual space station out of. Because I discovered in my little adventures to the wiki for advanced rocketry, it's not like super completed. Just FYI, there is a lot of information that is just kind of scattered on this mod, which is a shame, because it is a cool mod. It has a lot of potential for a lot of fun things, but it's really hard to find information if you don't know what you're doing. And as far as I'm aware, there's not an in-game book, at least in this version. So yeah, we're going to be using the rocket assembly machine. And this time we have a seat and a guidance computer set to Station 1. So theoretically, and this is what's supposed to happen, if we build this rocket and were to launch it immediately, we would go into space, launch the space station, and land at it. So that's the idea. That's what we're going to try to do. And then the idea is we're going to have our telepads to... Awesome, that is done. So can we make the telepads? We just need 18 of these. Should be relatively quick if it lets me. We still need more stuff. Glowstone. Let's just add all the glowstone ever. See what that says. So what are we missing? This is the struggle. So it was glowstone. Okay, fair enough. So we're gonna need these telepads. And trying to figure out what we're going to build the station out of. I don't remember the chiseled bricks that we used, but we're going to definitely take, I think it was the circular. We're going to take some building blocks the second time we go. So I want to make some new concrete powder. I want to make blue concrete powder, because this is going to be one of the easier things to do. And if we get a single recipe of that and bring it over to our automatic, that's the breaker, that's the placer. Blue concrete, I think will look nice, and we can texture it if we want to. I don't know if we will, but we're going to teach the system that, hey, one of these equals one of those. Alright, so easy enough. Concrete powder can go in here. Oak chest can go in there. And then we're going to need the blue. I don't know which ones we're going to need for what. But there are probably some filters and stuff we have to set up. Extract. Insert. Blue powder. So if we put that in that chest, and it should go into the system. So we should have like 9 blue concrete in there, I think. Let's see, we do. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and tell the system to make like 200 blue concrete. It's not that much lapis, so it's not a big deal. And that will get to work. So do we have the telepads? We have the first set. Okay, so we're going to set this guy up right out here, and I think right in front of here will be fine. I do want to see something real quick. Now this is a multi-block thing, so haha, we are gonna have connections. Okay, so energy conduits. We're gonna need to replace this one, which goes pretty far. So for now, we're just gonna place this like so. And I guess let's go ahead and go as far as we can. Now, eventually this will get fully upgraded and whatnot, but right now it doesn't matter too much to me. And we have 4 more, and that's not quite enough. So let's get a few more of these once we can. So is there a conduit upgrade version? Yes, there is. Awesome. So let's get some vibrant alloy. Let's get like 10. The longest thing, by the way, was getting the Enderman, the Ender Crystals. That took forever. But we should have the 9 telepad devices. Perfect. We're going to take these grass blocks, and we're just going to put them out here somewhere. Why does it feel like it's framey? It's not. Not really. Okay. And we should be able to put the telepad blocks here. So fluid storage, do the void. Hold up. We can teleport to different areas. We need to have a couple more things. I didn't know that we need to do the void. If we actually do or not, I don't know. Let's get some more conduit binder. Get like 100 of that, and that'll take just a moment, but let's go ahead and get this guy hooked up to power. So I don't know if he can teleport you literally anywhere, or I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that it's useful, and that's good enough for me. What is the recipe we have for the conduit? Okay, so it is the normal. Perfect. So throw the cracked stuff in there. We don't need this pick currently. So this should have power. Obviously it's not going to work. Teleport travel settings. This is home base. Public, and let's put, I don't know, a watering can. There we go. So I don't know what that is. I've never actually used this before, but I do believe we can make a dialing device. So dialing devices help with storing and setting destinations. So we're going to need 2 of these guys. So octadic capacitors times 2. We need glowstone. We are like out of glowstone, which is why I was trying to get as much dust sifted as possible, and it's nearly done. Speed this up. Oh, that's not a, that's right, that's just a normal one. Alright, so glowstone. We can kill witches. We're also going to need another piece of vibrant alloy and an Enderman head. I don't know if we have. Yes, we do. Okay, cool. So we're going to need some vibrant alloy. We're going to need solarium and silicon. Typical recipe. And silicon. It actually does not matter which ones you use, so that's nice. Slice and splice. That'll take a second. So we just need the octadic capacitors. Can we make one? We certainly can't. So we need to make what? 4 energetic alloys plus glowstone block. Yeah, that's the problem. We're out of glowstone. So yeah, that's not really much I can do about that. There is no glowstone in the nether. The only way I know to get more glowstone, void ore miner with a yellow lens, which we don't have. We're currently on the white lens to get more nether quartz. But honestly, if we see any witches, oh my gosh, there's so many things out there. Alright, well, in the meantime, while we're waiting on that, I know I have glowstone here. Let's go ahead and scan this rocket and see how good it is. Clear for liftoff. It has plenty of thrust and everything else is fine. So we could actually go ahead and break that. Can we put a torch there? I don't see why not. We can scan it again. Actually, let's take the torch off. Scan. And I think we're ready to build it. So it has a seat. It has the satellite bay with the container. So let's build it. And that should disappear because it should turn into an entity. Awesome. So we are really close. I'm not hungry. I don't know why I was hungry. Why I thought I was hungry. So we were really close to having everything ready. So can we make 2 octadics yet? Hey, we can. Cool. Which means we can make the dialing device here in a moment. It just needs to make all the energetic alloy and all that fun stuff. So then the other thing that we're going to want is to go ahead and make a CO2 scrubber. And for that, we're going to need a carbon brick. So do we have charcoal? If I can spell charcoal, we have one whole charcoal. So let's get some wood. And I think we're going to need a bit of this because we're going to need some carbon collection cartridges. Actually, those are just iron sheets. And I don't remember which way it needs to be. Does it need to have it or not? I don't remember. Anyways, here is our dialing devices. So we should be able to put this right here. This also needs power. So we'll just plug it in as well. And then the only other thing we're going to need is a pressure plate of some sort, but we'll worry about that later. Let's get the Ender energy conduits. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are 1 whole conduit short. Oh man, that's a bummer. Luckily, we have everything to make it, so not an issue. And like I've said before, we'll make this all look nicer later. It's not as much of a concern right now. So, do we need to have Dew of the Void? Enter target. There is no other target, so hopefully we can get back. That is going to be the question. We're going to take literally all the fuel. We have our spacesuit. We're going to take the dialing device. Okay, let's put everything that we want to take with us in the bag. Can we put soulbound on this? Let's see. Uses. Upgrades, removing upgrades, increasing storage. Upgrade. So they look like this. Button. Restocking. Bunch of filters. Nesting. What's an eternity? Aha! You have to reapply it. Okay, so that's what we're going to want. Just in case. That way, anything that we take with us will stay with us, whether or not we die or not. So let's craft 4 paper. I said 4. It's going to make more, but that's fine. We'll get an upgrade core. And then where did eternity go? There we go. And then I believe we just craft these together. And that's fine. Cool. So let's put this stuff in here. We'll use the angel ring. Actually, we'll keep the angel ring on us. We'll be risky. A lot of this stuff I do not want to take up with us. This guy can go back in here, as can this. Bucket, yet a wrench. Torches are going to be useless at first. We're not actually going to use torches at all if we can help it, but we're going to want just normal glowstone relatively soon. We're going to take most of the rocket fuel with us, but let's go ahead and make the CO2 scrubber. And we're going to need a carbon brick. So it's going to require some charcoal. Nothing too major there. And we're going to need a motor, which I want to craft a normal motor. It's missing steel plates, so steel. What's the easiest way to get these into plates? Oh, right, we have the, not that guy. This guy. So 3 steel plates. And then a steel fan, which is a steel rod, and 4 more plates. So put that in there. Motor. Craft that up. And this will be done here in a second. So let's take off this armor. We'll put on our spacesuit. Actually, let's get our dark armor out of there. I'd like to keep that in here. Most of our tools I don't care enough about to want to protect them or anything like that. So let's get the steel fan and then the CO2 scrubber. Perfect. So that's going to go in there. Basically, anything that we don't need immediately is going to go into the golden backpack. So let's take cobblestone. I don't remember what kind it was, so we're just going to take this kind. High pressure tank. I'm assuming we have oxygen. Let's see. Yes, our oxygen bar is full. I forgot where it was, and now I saw it. So, it's kind of hidden by the water, to be honest. So let's see. What else are we going to want? We're going to need... let's see. We have our dialing device and all that kind of stuff. We're going to need power. And we're going to need our concrete. So let's just put all of this stuff in here. And cool. So the question is, do we need Dew of the Void? I'm gonna guess that we do. But let's go ahead and take this. This is gonna go in here. We can fuel up our rocket a little bit. In fact, let's fill it up as much as possible. We'll fill up the rest of these rocket fuel tanks. So he's got 10 buckets in. I don't know how much we're going to need or anything like that. So let's go ahead and see, do we have more rocket fuel? None over there. So this is the electrolyzer. Has plenty of hydrogen. And oxygen is filling up. Hydrogen's not filling up. All right. We'll let those fill up, and in the meantime, how do we get Dew of the Void? Dew of the Void is the vat. Grains of Physiality. Okay, that's easy. Grains of the End. Ugh. More ender crystals. Okay. And then nutrient distillation, which is more vat stuff. So, can we make a couple of vats? The vat. So we're gonna need 2 of these. Now nutrient distillation. What's the recipe for that again? Okay, it just requires water. That's easy enough. So let's see. What else do we need? Furnace. 1, 2. We're going to need 2 machine chassis. And then we're going to need 2 fluid tanks. So iron bars. And this will be fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make 4 fluid tanks. And actually that's what we needed to do anyways. So 1 and 2 vats. Alright, so I guess let's hook these up down here for right now. No, let's see. We need to put them, let's grab a conduit so that we can see. Okay, so there's power all throughout here. But I don't like this area for it. So let's grab more conduits. And we're actually going to do this downstairs. So I do want to make a couple more fluid tanks. So iron bars. Let's go ahead and make 4 more fluid tanks. And you'll see why in a moment. So first of all, actually right here will be fine. So we can put a fluid tank here. And that'll fill up with water. We can put a vat here and a vat here, and then fluid tank here. So this guy we're going to push into this. And then this guy will pull and then push. And that should be fine. So if we want Dew of the Void, we're going to need ender crystals, and we're going to need pulsating crystals. So let's get a couple of pulsating. And then, honestly, we could teach the system. Do we have more blank patterns? Can make a couple? No, it requires glowstone. Who knew glowstone would be the, like, sticking point? So we're also going to need some vibrant crystals. Let's go ahead and get 2 of these. And we're going to want to grind both of these up in the sag mill. But we're going to teach it like, oh no, it's not vibrant crystals. It is ender crystals. So we're going to need soul vials times 2. And unfortunately, also levels. Now we should have a bunch of experience. Yeah, solidified experience. This stuff is awesome. Especially because we're going to need a lot of levels. So we put that in there, use player experience. And let's just eat the rest of these. Same thing. I did that like 17 times earlier, so yeah, I'm an expert at that. Anyways, we can just do that. It'll process. We're almost out of food, by the way, so let's get some more food. Let's see, cooked calamari. Get 3 of those, sure, why not? Cucumber salad. Fried egg, let's get some rice cakes. What else do we want? Toast. Alright, so that should be fine for now. And we can take 2 of these. So that will be plenty of food. Cool. Anyways, we're going to take one of these. Nope, I didn't mean to do the pulsating crystal. We're going to take these ender crystals. And do that. Actually, let's just do it manually for now. Ooh, we got an extra one. That's really nice. So, to get nutrient distillation, we need rotten flesh and like sugar, or what else can we use? Mushrooms. We can use netherwort. So let's get. We have a good bit of rotten flesh. Let's just take a stack of this. And I know we have a lot of netherwort. Actually, not so much. I know we have a lot of sugar potential. So let's take a stack of that. And we can come down here. Put those in there. Now, I believe the number means it's going to use 1.5 buckets of water to make 1 bucket of nutrient distillation, I believe is how the numbers work. And then those guys, so it's going to take 2 buckets to make 2 buckets, which is fine. And then we just need to hook these guys up to power. And just go the path of least resistance. So these guys will get power, they will work, do their thing, and then this will start getting stuff, and we can get some Dew of the Void, and I think that's what we need in order to accomplish what we want to do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 bucket. Also, we should probably go ahead and take this oxygen. This is the oxygen hatch. And hydrogen, not nitrogen. And this should kick on. If I switch these guys around. Push. And you are already. And so where is fluid output? Okay, we already have a bunch of rocket fuel. Alright, never mind. I didn't realize it was already stored. Anyways, do we have anything yet? No, we still need, so we do need 2 buckets worth of nutrient distillation. So this is going to just take a little bit of time. It should be almost done. And as you can see, the vat changes color as it goes. But this should allow us to teleport back and forth at will. I have a feeling that we're going to need this Dew of the Void. Something I can do is between episodes, as I get more resources, specifically glowstone, we can start looking at making more and more of it. So it's at 1.5. It's almost there. Okay, so and then eventually the nutrient distillation will back up, and then that will be really all we need to do. So it's not very efficient. I don't know what the best way to be like efficient with this stuff is. I've never really used the vat all that much, but we'll get some Dew of the Void, and then what we're going to do, I want to make sure these guys aren't configured. So yeah, we can... There we go. Unconfigure it. So now it should start working here soon. Okay, so we're going to let that kind of run. We can grab all of the rocket fuel, if I can remember where it's at, and take it all out. Yes. All right. We put all this back in here. So we have the telepad, we have the dialing device, CO2 scrubber. So we were probably going to want to make some of those cartridges. I just don't know. They're carbon cartridges. I don't know how they work. But we're going to need iron sheets. And iron sheets are made with iron plates in the rolling machine. So let's just get like 35. Let's get 30. Go to the rolling machine. And this will have pretty quick time of it. So just roll it into the sheets. And there we go. So not too bad. It doesn't take too long. We'll let that kind of handle itself. Does this need to have like 4,000? Or yeah, 4,000 millibuckets? 4 buckets? I don't know. We will find out. So the plan is what we're gonna do, and we could probably just put it right down here. Right here, in fact. We're gonna set up one of these fluid tanks to push into the telepad, and that way, once we have, it's finally starting to work. How much are we gonna get? Are we gonna get 4 buckets? Are we gonna get 1 bucket? Are we gonna get 8 buckets? These are all numbers that I don't know which one is going to be the correct one. As you can see, it does take a little bit of time. But I think as long as we have 1 bucket, because I believe the telepad blocks can only store half a bucket. And we got a bucket. That is terrible. So Dew of the Void. Let's go ahead and put that in there. And then that gets pushed into the telepad block. So this has half a bucket worth of storage, plenty of power, and then the question is, how much power does it actually take to teleport? Let's go ahead and get the carbon cartridges, and by which that, with that I mean I need to get more power to this area, but that's not going to be too much of a problem. We'll go ahead and make one of these, and I don't know, I forgot to look to see if we need to do stuff before, or like if it's ready to go, because there is a recipe in the chemical reactor with a piece of charcoal. So let's see if that does anything, if the chemical reactor even has power. It does. So power input, advanced monitor, input hatch. So fluid output. This is the chemical reactor. Output hatch. Whoa. Okay. I have no idea what just happened with that. But we evidently have a lot of... we have a lot of stuff. Okay. So is this getting close? It is not. Unfortunately, that's just going to take some time. So we have a bunch of carbon things. We're going to put that away. We're going to put these in here. And you know what? I think... You know what? I think what we can do is grab the last 500 millibuckets, and let's do the unthinkable. All right, so we're gonna put this in here. Sure, we need some conduits. That is something we can take. Let's make a few more of those. And that won't take too long, right? It'll make the energetic alloy, and then it'll make everything else. So what we'll do is we'll head up to the space station, see if this all works like I think it's going to work, and then we can go from there. So we have oxygen. We have cobblestone. Don't need the soul vials. I want to keep my flying ring on. This guy is named. We're going to need some... We're going to need some pressure plates. So, stone. We'll just do something like that. Actually, it's not like that. It's like that. So we just need 2 stone pressure plates. That'll be fine. Oh, I guess you don't need anything. Alright. So, I guess it's time. Destination Station 1. We're full on fuel. Let's go ahead and put those in there. I don't think we need that, but we'll keep them in there anyways. And bucket, why not? Alright, well, here goes something. Is there anything else I'm carrying? We have another thirst quencher, and I believe we have another portable temperature regulator, but let's go to space. Oh man. So I've never actually done this in advanced rocketry. I'll be honest. This is a first. Both going to space in general in advanced rocketry and also building a space station. So hopefully this works the way I think it's going to work. And if it does, what that means is it's going to be a lot easier for us to essentially deal with like going to planets and whatnot. So what we can do is we can easily search for a planet we want to go to. Once we have the warp core, which that's the next thing that's going to be a pain, because it's going to require a lot of titanium. So once we have the warp core, we'll take care of that. We can go to different planets. We can then use our rocket to get down and go back up. And basically, the telepad will allow us to always teleport right back to our space station. We don't have to make another trip from the rocket down type of thing. So we are in space. I'm half expecting this to... I mean, at some point it's going to launch the... it's going to launch the space station that we built, which is like nothing much, just a couple of blocks. I'm expecting it to change dimensions for us, but I'm not entirely sure. I bet we have to wait until... Yeah, there we go. So theoretically, it launches our... Haha. Press space to descend. Let's hit F5. We are inside the station, so... we are descending in space. Alright, so it should automatically shoot out the space station, I think. I have no idea. I'm really going blind on this. Or is it gonna just put us right back into... Oh wow, this used a lot of fuel. We don't have much fuel capacity, so that might be something we want to... Oh, hey. So here is our space station. This is literally it. So what we can do, first of all, go ahead and start building more. Next thing, so we're gonna have a nice little area here. Let's do a 7x7. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not gonna bore you guys with building too much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But yeah, we're gonna have a nice little outside launch place. The reason I want this so large is just because we might move things around a little bit. I believe there is a way you can... Also, gravity is not a thing here. So having a magnet might not be a bad idea too. So I want to do something like this. Also getting something like a builder's wand would also be really nice for out here. So we are in space. So the next thing to do is set up some of this other stuff. So once we have an enclosed room, we can actually seal everything. I don't know about doors and stuff like that yet, but we'll figure things out. Which way do we want to go with this? I was thinking, I guess we'll just have a nice big area like so. Let's get our fancy blocks, aka the blue. And how many is this? 1, 2, 3. We'll do that on the other side as well. 1, 2, 3. So lots of building. And a lot of this I will probably work on a little bit more off camera once we get things set up. So this should be fine. We're going to do something like this for now. And we are going to need... So one of the big things that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to have a little bit of... Let's see, where's center? Center is right here. We're going to need to have some sort of like power system up here. Whether that's solar or what, I don't know yet, but we'll figure something out. Alright, so this is fine. I know that it's very short. Let's see how many blocks can we... you know what? I'm going to build that out later. So let's give this a test. So, I guess what I want to do is I want to put telepad blocks. We're going to put this up a block. We're going to put the dialing device right here. Not like that. Uh-oh. I don't want to lose this. Let's grab the vibrant capacitor. So that's going to drain a lot of power out, but we do have 16 million. Enter target. I don't have a target. Uh-oh. This is why I brought fuel. So we're going to want Dew of the Void. To push in this way. So this is full. Alright, so there is something I'm missing. Let's look at Ender IO. There is some sort of like coordinates thing that I seem to be missing. Um, It didn't tell me about that. Stores and sets destinations. So I have no destinations. Does it have to be the same dimension? Coordinate selector? Conduit probe, I doubt. Alright, so it looks like I have a little bit more things to look into. But the real question is, can we get home? So I guess let's go ahead. And we can fill this guy back up with rocket fuel. Let's go ahead and put the CO2 scrubber in here as well. And then we put the cartridges. And if this is sealed, it should work. So let's just go ahead and seal it for right now. Now, I don't believe mobs can spawn out here, so we don't actually need, like, lights and stuff. I probably will still make lights because they'll look nicer. But, yeah. I think blue concrete will be fine for the building block, by the way. I don't know if we want to do anything else. We're going to have to make some more modules for our helmet and stuff. We want to see atmosphere stuff, information on whether or not the air is breathable and whatnot. So lots of things to kind of consider. But I just want to see if we can get this to work. So I need to figure out how the Ender IO telepads work for sure. F7 doesn't seem to be doing anything. So, I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead, and before we do anything else, I cannot see the guidance computer. Okay, well, anyways, we're going to go to Earth. So, back home we go. We should have plenty of fuel. And I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off there. So this episode went a little bit long. I'm going to head back to Earth. I'm going to figure out what I've been doing wrong in terms of getting the telepad to work and all that kind of fun stuff. Do a little bit more research on the CO2 scrubber. And then next time, hopefully, we can start working on the warp core. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!